My name is Rhapsody. Welcome back to Inscryption, Kaycee's mod. All right. Let's stick on the totem battle, boss battle one. Trapper's belts cost more. No, we'll definitely go with the smaller backpack as well. I think that's probably the least harsh of all of the challenges that we can have. But maybe let's choose things that have a possibility of winning this time. I'm deciding that I'm gonna go out on a limb and try that. Actually, you know what? I'm probably not. I'm probably still gonna try and get something to work that I don't really think should work, and then I'll lose again, but hopefully in an interesting way. And then I'll say this same speech verbatim at the start of the next episode. You ready for it? I'm overcommitting. I'm gonna have to learn the script if I lose this episode now. Are your pelts clean? Are you 3 hair pelts? Ooh, skunk, a 0-3 with stingy. We could get a coyote. We could already have some way of spending some bones in our base deck. So let's start talking about Inscryption and strategy, because so far I've been like through the entire course of the Inscryption series itself, save obviously, you know, in drafting an infinite and then making sure that it works in a specific context. Largely it has been based around, okay, I think this will probably work, and then trying to find ways to make it work, right? But ultimately at some point, if we are going to be increasing the difficulty for 10 different gradated levels over the quote-unquote ascension of Inscryption here, we are going to need to have some way of looking at these cards and assessing their individual value in a vacuum. It's also worth noting that this is a game where you have very limited deck addition opportunities and extremely limited deck removal opportunities. You have the ability to join two cards together, right? That's kind of a pseudo removal, but you are also removing your ability to then slot something else into one of those cards, right? So ultimately it comes down to a question of, what are the kinds of cards that I want to make me powerful in the interim, while I look for the kinds of cards that I want to make me powerful forever, such that I will just win, right? So like Mantis God with Trifurcated Strike, that's pretty good. And then put that on something that has high damage, now you're working with fire and you've got the ability to take out an enemy at the end of the game. So, am I looking for glue or execution? I guess. Out of all of these, I just don't foresee the circumstance where I can play 3 blood for a moose butt consistently. I just don't see it happening. Coyote, I'm almost certainly taking here. It's gonna be one of them. The Beehive, when a card bearing the sigil is struck, a bee is created in your hand. The bee is just defined as 1 power, 1 health, airborne. It only takes 1 sack in order to summon that beehive, and all of the things it summons will be bees. It itself is also an insect type, right? So we've already got some typing going on there. But also, if I take a beehive early, I might have the opportunity to go to fires and increase its health, and in increasing its health, give myself more resources to work with. Let's try that. These are exquisite, my thanks. Speaking of. Oh, but are we speaking of? Okay, so over on the left, we have the fire, but over on the right, we have totem. And part of the reason that we took the beehive is because we want to be able to execute upon tribal synergies, possibly. So ultimately, do I have a whiff if I go over to the left? Like, if I go over to the left and I have to put damage into a unit, am I happy to try and put damage into the stoat until I lose it? Yeah, probably. Health into the bee, hopefully not losing it, but yeah, probably. Okay, I'm convinced. They did it. Warm a creature by the fire, enhance its health, said a hungry survivor. Absolutely, beehive. You considered leaving the creature by the fire for another moment. This would be risky. No. Before you could stop them, one of the survivors seized the beehive and began tearing at its flesh? The other survivors followed example and began devouring the caramelized honeycomb. Oh, I guess they'd get bees, but I just don't think that'd be a particularly... What is the word I'm looking for here? I guess meaty bite, but you know, divorced from the idea of meat. You can get a meaty bite out of like a giant piece of dough. Is there a word for the satisfaction of a big chomp in food? Because that might be higher than me for than most tastes. Like sweet, savory, sour, chomping. Kingfisher? So Kingfisher's coming out on the field. Oh yeah, the squirrels were always 0-1. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. I mean, I can't fight back against the Kingfisher because they do bury themselves. So all I can really do here is try and outmatch the enemy's damage. They're doing 1 per, well, 2 per. I'm doing 1 per at the moment. So I know that the final card in my deck is a sack. So instead, I'm just gonna wait another turn, draw another squirrel, and then play the wolf. Squirrel, squirrel. All right. They push back for 2. I push for 4. Wow, we actually might be able to get, because I draw this. This gives me the bullfrog. If I wanted to go for lethal right now, I could sack the bullfrog, sack the stoat to summon the bullfrog, and then I'd have 4 bones to summon the coyote. The coyote pushes damage, right? But here I'll have the ability to do that on the next wave, using a squirrel as my sack, so I'll be able to get more overkill. So bullfrog goes there, and then boom. We take those. We definitely take those. Okay, choosing something by its blood cost. I have also already removed a card from the deck. So in terms of consistency of strategy, if I have one very powerful card, I can execute it quite consistently. Especially if it's like a 1 mana card. Which is leaning me over in this direction. I've got 2 beasts so far. I could try and go here, try and pull another beast, get a kin effectively. Here I would have the ability to find more cards specifically, because obviously I don't have to choose a tribe and then just turn it over and I get what I get, right? I'd be able to look at more individual cards and look for more useful sigils, which I would then be able to slot into any of these. The coyote is difficult to summon initially because I have to wait for some stuff to die. Sometimes before I get 4 bones, I will die to the enemy. Let's go here. Rat King. Ooh. Okay, that's really good. When a card bearing the sigil dies, 4 bones are awarded instead of 1. So this would be very much so that I can try and get turkey vultures, not coyote out early, because coyote should just happen over the course of the game, but more valuable things like that. River Snapper and the meager coyote. But what did you expect for only 4 bones? I don't think any of these are what I need. River Snapper, corpse maggots. That's moving in the direction that I need. Having the ability to slot corpse maggots with its corpse eater ability into a card is particularly powerful. The feathered mantis, its prying claws strike both to the left and right. That's also incredible though. Getting the ability to strike both to the left and the right, doubling up your damage, but also meaning that the enemy that you're standing directly against is not the one you're actually attacking. Extremely useful, very specifically in the contexts of the angler and the hunter, I think. Against both of whom Bifurcated Strike is incredible. It also just doubles your damage against the moon, right? So, hang on. Yeah, we're 10 minutes in and I've chosen 2 cards so far. Whoops. Corpse Maggots. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to utilize it just yet is the problem, because I do need to find something else that is a hefty boy that wants to get sacked, you know? So I think what I'm gonna do here Yeah, I'm gonna sack the bullfrog into the stoat, and this is very much just thinning down my deck for removal sake. The idea ultimately is that the Corpse Eaters are going to go into hopefully a powerful card that I am going to draw in the next space up. So Workaround's coming up, it'll only have 1 damage at that point. Ringworm will have... none. It should be fine. I can now strike back and kill the Workaround by putting down the Squirrel, sacking both of these for the Wolf, because otherwise their response would have killed mine, and now I think we're board locked. Yeah, I can do whatever I want now. In fact, I should do exactly what I want. You have me here, I can... Yeah, you have me here, I surrender. No thank you, I will be beating the pants off of you. So... we'll put the Squirrel there. Attack, you attack back, killing the Squirrel, that's some of the corpse maggots. And then... wait, no, I don't get to push any more damage at all. It's fine, we just get the 3. Oops. I should have just accepted the offer to surrender, I guess. The nefarious rattler, a brittle creature, once past its monstrous fangs. Bullfrog. So they're still offering me the Deep Beneath card. Because this is the card that gives you the binary text at the top of the screen that reads Deep Beneath, right? And Deep Beneath is a reference to the old_data. Old_data being the files that were initially upon the floppy that Inscryption was then written on in universe, and the files were so malignant and evil that they corrupted the game. But it's showing up in this mode, and I have to imagine it would be turned off if it wasn't usable in some way. But maybe not. But also, like, it's here again. Oh, annoying. Because the thing that I need the most right now is just an expensive card. I can't do it right now. It's fine, it'll turn up again. Okay, we've been betrayed. I'm taking the Ringworm. I should probably get a totem by these two as well, rather than going over here for a pack rat. Ooh, okay, that didn't look good. You came upon the old woodcarver who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overlong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. Okay, so we did actually get the insect head, and I do have 2 insects in the deck. I also have 2 beasts in the deck. We did not find the beast body. Sure, take the insect head. Without another word, the woodcarver was gone. We'll get him. So that beehive would give them a lot of resources to be playing with. I mean, I can block. I can use the stoat to block the kingfisher and then summon a wolf in an opposing space. I guess that's the right thing to do right now. They pushed 1 damage, I pushed 1 damage, we're in an equilibrium. I draw out a squirrel and sack both in order to get the wolf. We are currently board locked, I'm up 1 damage. I mean, I have to draw another from the main deck here. They push 2 here, but I push 3. Yeah, we still win. So it just comes down to how much damage I can ultimately push individually, which I can't push any more damage than this. Yeah, no matter what I drew. The coyote was going to be unplayable. The ringworm doesn't do any damage, so it was never gonna do anything. There we go. Again, not much overkill, which is putting us in a little bit of a weird position coming out here. Care to take a look at me pills? I do, bud. Yeah, I'll take that one. See the quality. I'll take a wolf pelt as well. Just get myself possibly something. Oh, there's another sack space as well. I don't have the cards yet for it. The decrepit woodcarver appeared before you. She moves with considerable vigor considering her advanced age. all of the insects submerging. That's actually pretty cool. Insects can't be attacked on the enemy turn. You hunched down to place her offering in your bag. When you looked up again, the ancient woman had vanished. The reason that a submerged insect is so incredible is because the weakness of a mantis god is just that any enemy turning around attacks and kills it, right? A mantis god only has 1 health. Mantis god also has trifurcated strike, so if it can stay on the board, it can dominate. And I feel like this is going to help that. So here, I would be forced to sacrifice the corpse maggots into a wolf. That's what I'm about to be forced to do. Am I okay with that for the thinness of the deck? Kind of. Do I think I'm going to win? That's a completely different question. It's the angler. I mean, I know they get weaker, but how much weaker? Enough weaker? You have birds that push now. He appeared to be tearing hunks of flesh from a fish corpse. Some chunks were thrown back into the pond, where a few ghoulish birds snapped them up. There were some sloppily pushed into the hulking man's mouth.
You bring fresh fish. These I chose.
Somehow I never noticed the actual hanging fish beforehand. So, Rampager, at the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing the sigil will move in the direction described in the sigil. Creatures in that way will be thrown back behind it. Okay. Right, that's fine. But you're under the earth anyway, so I can't really do anything about that. Stoat. I mean, I could put the Stoat here just to block 1 damage. Which actually does seem pretty spicy. I mean, I could push out an early coyote as well. I think I probably should, actually. Okay, so we are now pushing 3 damage. This will actually already beat the enemy, which will take us to the 2nd phase, and then they'll contest ours. That's absolutely perfect. Okay. So I've got to go through each of this. I've got to go through the steps verbally so that I can try and track them mentally every time we encounter the angler.
Go fish.
Yeah, okay, so there's both of the bait buckets. However, if I don't kill either of the bait buckets, we're going to be fine. So I'm going to draw another card. Sack both of those there, and then push 3 with the wolf. Okay, and then you attempt to play another bait bucket. We push another 3 with the wolf. We win. I mean, yeah, I'd like to push a little more damage out there. Yeah, that's not going to do it. It's a ringworm. It works nonetheless. So as long as we find a trader as soon as we possibly can, so we can get those 2 pelts out of the deck, because the 2 pelts now, they are a third of my deck is unplayable right now. Well, not unplayable. You know what I mean. All right, rare cards. The Douse. I do want to play the Douse at one point. A chime is created on each adjacent space. The chime is defined as 0 power, 1 health. I do want to do that at some time, but is that now? Child 13, though. Child 13 is really good. So my Corpse Eater is in the wrong thing right now as well. And the Douse isn't going to close a fight. We're still very lacking things that can close fights. And also material. You want to have one or the other of the athletics. A moment. The relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed at the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You had climbed to the snow line. All right, let's go find ourselves a card. The reckless wild bull. Anything in its path is flung over its ponderous skull. There's an elk and a beehive. I mean, they're more expensive things. Is that what I need, though? The beehive being submerged in the enemy turn is hilarious. It can never be struck by an enemy. Perfect. I gotta reroll then. The apotheosized goat, the truest offering. Sacrificing it grants 3 blood. The sadistic pronghorn. Woe be to those who meet the end of its antlers. And a kingfisher. I mean, we know the value of the kingfisher. Taking the black goat. Yeah, I'm doing exactly what you think I am. Exactly what you think I am. So, sacrificing this unit is considered 3 blood, and whenever this unit is sacrificed, it doesn't perish. I wonder what I should do here. Now, I know that if Child 13 is sacrificed, Child 13 will actually increment, but will also get damage. Will actually be an attacking unit at one point. So we will sack the black goat to go into Child 13 here. So we've got a little summon engine for basically whatever we end up wanting, but we are still going to need cards. Thankfully, I've got 2 pelts in my deck that I can sell. Hopefully we get through this fight without too much difficulty. No 4, no 4. Porcupine. Oh boy. I have no damage available. I might need to wait for next turn. And then I have to get something from here. Good, we did actually get the wolf. That's useful. The squirrel can go down and sacrifice itself for the child. The child can sacrifice itself for ringworm as well as the wolf. Easy. Let's go, because the child, if we only use it for 1 sacrifice, will still have damage. So it's still got damage and flight. Ooh. Flight? No! Oh, I needed not to flight. That's not good. You're in the wrong department. Yeah, that's... I needed it to attack the enemy, such that the enemy wouldn't transform. Because now it represents a problem. All right, well, what do we do now? Here's my best thought. We take the squirrel, get you out on the field, sack you for a ringworm, giving myself enough blood. Coyote responds, kills the wolf. Elk moves over. Coyote kills the elk as well as the young elk coming up. I can sack you to actually get a Stowtown on the field and start pushing some damage again in that line. Enemy's pushing 1. We're pushing 2, but... oof. Oh, this is a mess. We actually win. Oh my god. I push 1 damage this turn. They push no damage. No, that's a borrower! Wait. Wait. We're exactly 1 off lethal. I mean, I always forget to use my items. Anything that makes me use them is good enough. I'm anticipating some extraordinary pelts. Aren't you just? Yeah, pelts. There's a cat we've seen. Wild bull, a beaver. Dam builder. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam is created in each adjacent space. The dam is defined as 0 power, 2 health. There's an unkillable sigil as well. Guardian. I mean, sacrificing Dam Builder into something else is actually kind of cool. Making it cheaper to build those. Wait a second. Oh, it's Dam Builder on Beehive. Interesting. Warren with Fecundity. Oh, that's infinite. Oh, that's an infinite, isn't it? Okay, so. Right? So, Squirrel goes down. Warren goes down on top of the Squirrel. The Warren gives you in hand a Warren and a Bunny. You play a Bunny, and you play a Warren, and then the Warren gives you a Bunny and a Warren, and then you play a Rabbit, and then you play a Warren. You can fill the entire board with Warrens every single turn. If we can increase the damage of that and then just never include another card or get another copy of it or something like that, things can happen. The beaver gets sacrificed into the coyote. That'll have to be good enough for us. So I've heard, after my attempt previously to utilize the ringworm, that you can still use the ringworm in this mode, but you have to force them to take it. I'm gonna try it. I may have been master level trolled. Not that I consider, you know, deciding the act of trolling is a useful, worthwhile execution of your time to be a masterful thing at all, but that someone mistakenly reporting to that to me would in effect be one. I'll just take the win on that one. Yeah, that's good enough. We take those. I'm clearly not going for money. Boyd. I mean, look, I affect beetles, so work around. Yikes. I need some strong animal. Sorry, strong insect. Alright. Got some ringworm.
Feeding time!
Screamed one survivor, leaping upon the ringworm. Their spears promptly eviscerated the beast. You snuck away amid the sickening sounds of gnashing and howling. Okay. You may keep the bones. So I do keep the bones of the animal, great. There's another removal and, oh my god, there's so many removal opportunities available to me. There we go, that's the infinite, but I have no damage. All right, Child 13, you go out in the field, and then I sack you for the Warren, and then the Warren gives me a rabbit, gives me a Warren, and I give the rabbit and the Warren, and then Warren gives me a rabbit, gives me a Warren. All right, there we go. If it had an attack stat. Oh, I mean, Child 13's now gonna attack over the top and not really. Ooh, a wolf. Yeah, I'll sacrifice both of these. I mean, and then I'll put down a rabbit and a Warren, and then the Warren gives me a rabbit and a Warren, because why not? I mean, why would I leave an empty space on the board? If and I can avoid it. Okay, so. Ooh, mycologist. I don't have 2 copies of any color, that's fine. This is a lot of removal. Pronghorn. Ant Queen. The Ant Queen gets submerged. The Ant Queen plus all of the worker ants just submerging themselves. Like, my game plan at the moment looks like it is build a bunch of Warrens. The Warrens don't protect against flying, though. Build a bunch of Warrens, then sack those for Ant Queens and worker ants that are so much damage, but they go under by submerging themselves. Why am I trying to do the same build again? It's like the classic thing not to do. So we are gonna have to sacrifice one of these into another one. Which means we're probably actually sacrificing the Ant Queen into the worker ant, to be real, in the next space. I'm gonna Sack the Stoat out of the deck. Take my Bone King. Yeah, this is the problem. We only have the Ant Queen here. So now I still need to find more ants, because this is only going to be 2 ants, which is two lots of 2 damage. Which isn't actually super competitive. So now I need more ants again. Why have I done this to myself? The trapper sat hunched beside one of his open traps, slowly cranking it. He gingerly removed a mangled hair from the steel teeth, but left the trap unhinged.
You shouldn't have come here.
All right. So there's a leaping trap, kills the opposition, dam builder. Rampager, at the end of the owner's turn, a card bearing this sigil will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be thrown back behind it. Weird, but okay. So I just need low-value chumps to start clearing out some of these. I don't really have any of those. The worker ant can't be part of my win strat here, but the thing is, like, only the wolf and coyote push damage in my deck right now, so it not being part of my win strat is suddenly a choice for me not to have one. Because some of these hand resources that I have at the moment will need to be expended in order to complete killing a strange frog and a strange trap and things of that. All right. No better time than now to get started, I think. So we now get another worker ant, which I will pop a squirrel and second ant down. Both of those are going to kill a strange frog and then submerge themselves next turn, and then they have to kill a leaping trap the next turn as well. Unfortunately, I have nothing with bifurcated strike or anything of the ilk, so I'm not really going to be able to kill traps outside of my own lane. Yeah, after a couple rounds, this coyote can go down. It'll be good. I mean, I'll draw another from the main deck, yeah. Now we have our infinite money, infinite summon ability if we need it. Ooh, the slow resolves there. So we're gonna push 3 there. I do need to keep the pelts. Do have to remember that. I mean, I don't need to put them on board, though. Hold again. I'll benefit from the additional time. Up to a point. That Raven's a problem. What do I do about that? I can push some extra damage back at it with the coyote, I guess. Let's draw a card first. Pop the coyote there. We get 2 dams, which are just helping us block up. Coyote pushes 1 damage through back to the Raven at the back line. Draw another card here. Okay. Well, I keep my wolf on the field. Coyote dies. I'll take another wolf pelt. We have 3 pelts here. They don't get the Raven on the field. That's important.
The skinning knife tails.
Let's try. More than happy to. So if I take your entire front line and then summon anything, I win, I believe. That Raven looks pretty good, though. And the only problem is, I can't actually make space to summon that with 2 dams on the field already. So I think all I want to do is, like, trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. You can have all those strange choices. Strange choices, you say? Okay, well, get ready to lose to my strange choices.
Oh god, I hope I can win.
And we win. So glad I had the ability to buy out their hand there, because, again, no real damage strategy. Your lives are restored. Floor 3, time to build a damage strat. Strange lava, not nothing. Ouroboros. It's gonna take a while before that becomes like a strat, a damage strat, right? But this is the best thing I can do. I mean, I have the apotheosis. Hang on. In my hand, imagine, in my hand, I have a squirrel, the black goat, Ouroboros, and the Warrens. Okay? Squirrel goes down, sacks to summon the black goat. The black goat sacks to summon Ouroboros. The Warren sacrifices the Ouroboros. Summons the second Warren. The Ouroboros sacrifices both Warrens, summons itself. The Warren sacrifices the That's an infinite. Pack rat, of course. You can't stop me. Now I bend all Quill and Whim towards making that work. Oh yes, I know. You heard the howling of the wolves greeting the morning sun. The sight of a nearby coyote caused you to quicken your pace. You had reached the woodlands. Okay, deck has 6 cards in. There's a removal opportunity. I can purposefully mess up the dens to try and not take cards. But if we take a copy of a card we already have, we can take it up to the mycologists and remove it in that way. I don't know, maybe it's a thing. Trial of Health. I'm not going to be able to succeed the Trial of Health. I cannot succeed the Trial of Health. But I don't want cards. 5, yeah. Bye. Okay. Even if it doesn't work, I'm having fun, but the Dam Builder is a great stalling card. The Wolf is just useful damage. Warren's necessary.
There's a workaround though.
I'm so sorry. Not necessary here. Okay, so their beasts reflect 1 damage on attack. Alpha. 1 reflects. I kind of just want to fill the board with warrants. I mean, it's not wrong, is it? I mean, not necessarily. I figure they'll just sap up a bunch of damage and help me stall while I wait for this to work. Oh, shh. Okay. Okay. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so I have the tools in hand. I am going to try and kill the Ouroboros like 5 times on screen, and then I'm gonna pause it, and I'll bring you back when the Ouroboros is big enough. Okay? Savvy? So the Ouroboros is gonna have to go in the left-hand lane, because I'm gonna need to win this round. So the Child 13 is going to need to sacrifice over here for its own summon. The Ouroboros now takes the leftmost space. We're also gonna get as many sacrifices of the Child 13 as we possibly want here, which is spicy. We sacrifice the Ouroboros in order to put the Warren out in the field, which we then... I mean, I do actually need to control the amount of Warrens that I have. Rabbit. Why? Why is this the thing I'm allowed to do? Okay, and then the Warren sacrifice. Yeah, the Warren has to sacrifice, otherwise the Ouroboros stops. So you know, sorry, just in case. It was a Easter egg in the main game, but I've mentioned it since a couple times. It was in the main game as well. I did it with the Ourobot, but they just get larger permanently whenever you kill them. So now we do that. Put that there. And kill both of those for that. And so on and so forth, etc. et al. I mean, I gotta get some of these rabbits out of hand as well. Because right now this build is making a lot of excess rabbits. How do I fix that? Because if I can't fix that, it's not an infinite. It's a how long until I run out of space in my hand. Finite. Oh, here's how you do it. Rabbit. Sacrifice 2 of those for an Ouroboros. And then sack the Ouroboros for the Warren. You just have to change the way that you actually generate the resources there. It's simple. We'll get the Ouroboros up to at least 10, and then I will pause, and then I will bring you back, and then we will win. Savvy? One more Warren out on the field. Oh, this is why I love card games. Amongst many other reasons, to be fair. But this is what got me into them. There is a reason that in the first episode, the first ever episode of Slay the Spire on this channel, I talked about Dominion. And the reason I started doing Slay the Spire on this channel was because doing things like this in Dominion was my favorite thing to do. Now, obviously, yeah, there's more limitations in Dominion. Maybe we'll get into that eventually at some point when we end up playing Dominion, maybe on the channel at some point. I don't know, it'd be a fun time. But for the moment, I'm gonna just pause. I'll bring you back when the boy's big and ready. And we are back. Sorry about that delay. Would have taken, well, I mean, sorry about that delay. I'm sorry to me about that delay. It took a while. As you might imagine by that stack of bones over there. Anyway. Let's play our Ouroboros and collect our overkill. Oh, if I ever wanted to add another card into my deck, I would definitely be able to afford it. Wait, the bones are still being collected. Wait, come on. Hang on. Wait, there we go. I think I'm just gonna get refused by everyone because I don't want to add anything to my deck. Why would I ever want to add anything to this deck? It's too good. It's gonna be hard to not succeed any of these, unfortunately. Trial of Bones. I might not. Oh, I can't succeed Bones. Yes. Yeah. 0 bones. No bones about it, baby. These guys might give me something special though for not having duplicates. take one of theirs. Oh, they're offering me duplicates of the cards that I already have. I mean, God. I don't really want any of these. I'll take the Warren. Oh, man, don't offer me too many more cards. Come on. The deck gets worse when there's more cards. Maybe I just need more stalling cards in the interim, I guess. That'll be good. Anyway, we'll see what we can do in the meantime and whether or not we can make our way in the world today with everything we're okay. Cool. That's how much overkill on that one. Push 71 damage 5. 64 overkill. Okay, that's a good one. Manta skunk. Skink. Oh, you are absolutely kidding me. You don't actually have anything in you, do you? Have I mean, there has to be another sacrifice space, right? Put a mantis into the Ouroboros. I mean, so there's a shop where I don't have to buy anything. And then a mycologist where I can remove a card from the deck, but that'd be putting the Warren in the Warren, right? The Ouroboros is a Serpentine type card. Yeah, none of these are really gonna help me at all. I guess Mantis having flying also not huge. Still just gonna construct my same old totem. Yeah, that's my totem. I'll be taking that one, thank you. Battle time. Ouroboros in the opening hand. Oh, what? Being cheated. So it's that goes down to summon the child, which then sacks to summon the Warrens. And yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that I lose some minions. There's the Ouroboros. Coyote goes down. Sack both of those. Ouroboros attacks directly over the top of the enemy. Pew. I didn't even need to sacrifice both of those. I could have just sacrificed the child. To be clear. We have a bunch of money, but exactly, we don't have anything. It's fine. It's all good. It's actually excellent. It's more likely I find a sacrifice space than a mycologist space in the future, so this is an easy way to get two cards joined together here. I mean, it's not benefiting me that much at all, to be frank. Save removing a card from the deck, which it's all that matters. I like, you know, very far, like at the immediate outset, I gotta go for a squirrel, right? Just another sackable unit. At the immediate outset, I pointed out that we might be able to keep the deck really thin, and then as soon as we saw that Warrens, it was like, okay, well that's an infinite, but I need a big minion, and then the game was just like, here's an Ouroboros, just do it, bud. 'Twas the prospector, yeehaw, partner. Oh yes, there's our Warrens. I've heard the mules key. So I actually want to defeat the enemy now, I think. And here's my reasoning. It's gonna be bad. I hope you're ready. I don't want the enemy to kill my Ouroboros if I put it out on the field, because it kills it, right? I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna get the wolf down in the field. to hold that position. Sorry, the squirrel down in the position to hold that against the enemy. Draw from the main deck. There's our wind strat. There you go. You may now clear my field. There's gold in them there cards. Gold, I've struck gold. Uh-oh. We just ran into a problem. Thankfully that Bloodhound is gonna resolve it for us. I definitely shouldn't have drawn that one, but that's okay. We got a Coyote, which is playable. That'll work. Gets the Warren down on the field. Get the Rabbit down on the field. I'll make that another Warrens, just get more resources in hand. Let's snack both of you. There we go. And then just use that for a blocker. All's well. Yes, more, please. All of your gold, Prospector. I want that tooth too. Your lives are restored. Perhaps one of these will entice you. Amalgam, Molman, Packrat. Not particularly. It's easiest for me to get another pack rat. I guess I'll go Moleman because it is a useful blocking tool, right? It's a stalling tool, and that's kind of exactly what I need. Yes. So we go over here. We're gonna sacrifice the. Oh my god. Actually, making the Moleman the sacrifice for the Ouroboros will mean the Ouroboros is always going to block in my open spaces, which is pretty useful. No. Rule of cool. Joy percent activated. The joy percent speed run, as it turns out, of Kaycee's mod is 52 minutes and 32 seconds. Two flames will not suffice this time. Ooh. Mantis God has a symbol written on it. It's got an eye drawn on it. Oh no. Oh, that feels like it's secrets. I kind of want to pursue that, but at the same rate, I can just kill. And it's hard not to when you can kill. Phase number 1 down. The moon-soaked forest bed gave rise to shadowy figures, gasping for night air after their long and torturous slumber. Ah, yes, I remember that one. That's the one after whom this mod is named. Who created it? This ought to work again. Again? This has never worked against me, Leshy. I just want you to know, just be well aware. Never been a viable strategy against the old Rhapsody. You're not the first to triumph over the moon, but go on. Finish it. More? Come on, I earned that gold. Misplaced 4. Sacrifices made, 255. A zero indexed power of 2. With also 4 bosses defeated, cards drawn, naturally. But squirrels harmed 22. There's far more than that. Bunnies harmed and Warren's harmed, but not as many squirrels apparently. Because attack 71, yeah, that will hold. Entry 2. So I woke up and I damn near lost my mind. I tried to recreate that bug with the angler over and over, and nothing weird was happening. Then I realized I was testing on a different disc, so I popped in the same disc as last night, and holy shit, Leshy went 3D. What does that mean? I barely even know. Maybe I am crazy. The entire game is different. Leshy took over, and it's 3D. I don't know anyone who would listen to me about this. Cards unlocked. Mole Man? Mole Man will block an opposing creature bearing the airborne sigil. Also, when an empty space would be struck, Mole Man will move to that space to receive the strike instead. So a corrupted version of the Mole Man. After I won with the Mole Man, I had the Mole Man in the deck. Interesting. Challenge unlocked tipped scales. Start all battles 1 damage on your side of the scales for 15 challenge points. That will make things a lot more difficult for the moment, though. My name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Inscryption, Kaycee's mod. You can find up in the top left over there the series playlist for all content on this game by me, past, present, and future. Directly below is a YouTube recommendation for what it thinks you should watch next. Streaming past and the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic over on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. A deep thanks to each and every one of you. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.